Hello, good afternoon, my fellow human beings. Thank you very much for being here with me. I'm going to read the lesson 4, Unmarried Families More Likely to Fall Apart. So, this is the links, as always, are down below on the description box, and this is a website created by Peter Gerlach. He has 36 years of experience in helping people to become their highest best selves. And I'm doing this program and I'm reading all these lessons because it's something that we should have been taught as children. So, clicking this website, this web address of this article it's on the source. Clicking the underlined links, he opens a new window. Other links will open an informational pop-up, so please turn off your browser's pop-up blocker or allow pop-ups from this non-profit website. If your playback device doesn't work, you have a script. The pop-ups may not display. Follow underlined links finishing this article to avoid getting lost. This research suggests that unmarried couples who elect to live together with resident or visiting children are more apt to break up than couples who marry. This is research focused on British families. I suspect it applies equally to most families because human nature transcends nationalities and geography. Peter Gerlach. Harry Benson, author of the research and director of the Bristol Community Family Trust, an independent relationship education and research body, based his findings on the Office for National Statistics data on divorce and jointly registered births, together with ONS research on the ratio between breakdown rates for married and unmarried families. The findings show that it is no longer plausible to argue that all relationship types were equal to, he said. The evidence is irrefutable. Unmarried parents have 5 times more likely to break up than married parents. Divorce is not a major problem anymore. Mr. Benson's research is the first of a series of reports on unmarried parents expected to be published this year. This was published in 2015. 1+1, the leading independent relationship organization, will shortly publish its key study into increasing the number of children affected by unmarried parents splitting up. Penny Munchfeld, director of the 1+1, said that Britain appeared to have reached a watershed in the way families were forming. Whereas couples in previous generations did their courting, got married and had children in that order, nowadays growing up numbers were having children in the first and only then deciding whether to remain a couple relationship. Well, I need to add that most people that got this courtship, married and then children, many of them are not in secret union with themselves. That doesn't mean their children are going to be healthy, okay? The problem with this approach is that having children generally destabilizes a relationship. If you are trying to figure out whether to form a partnership in the early years after having a child, it is like pedaling uphill, he said. What we have lost is the idea that the heart of the marriage is the link between parents, which is of value in itself. That link would then cradle the upbringing of children. Maybe we need to rediscover this link in the new world of equality, Mr. Mansfield said. Kathleen Kiernan, professor of social policy and demographic at New York University, accepted that children of cohabiting parents could be in disadvantage. They were more likely to live in different de facto step-families arrangements because their parents were most likely to split up than married parents. We know that the more transitions or experiences like this that children have, the more detrimental it is to their well-being, she said. Mr. Kinman rejected policies promoting marriage, arguing that the government's focus on the child rather than on the nature of the parents' relationship was the best approach. There is no strong evidence that encouraging cohabitants to marry will enhance the durability of their union, he said. Yes, I think that in my observation, or the statistics say that the arranged marriage lasts longer than the marriages per love, because love is not a strong, because the people are so traumatized they married because they are actually or narcissistic or codependent. They are not in secret union with themselves. And the people that do arranged marriage, they are not in love with the partner, so they are managing the relationship or the marriage as it would be a company. Okay, they are very cold. It's all about the details. And I think that it should be courtship, marriage, and then children. I agree with this strategy. However, it also needs to have the strategy of the arranged marriage, that everybody needs to be in a secret union with themselves, and to solve all the illusions and the feelings. What is wirklich? What is really putting those two people together? Okay, so to clean all the shadow contracts, those contracts that are not visible. Okay. Mr. Benson, a married father of 6, believes otherwise. His own marriage was saved 11 years ago by a relationship education course. Government support for relationship education could have a huge difference. The vast majority of family breakdown is avoided, Mr. Benson said. Another way of stemming the number of unmarried family breakdowns, he suggests, would be a reintroduction of tax advantages for marriage, such as transferable tax allowance between husband and wife. Mr. Benson believes that these findings are significant because the growing body of evidence suggesting that children born to unmarried parents and those raised in one-parent households lead less advantage in their lives and their contemporaries who were born and raised by a married couple. I don't. When I look back to my parents, they're still married, but I don't like my father lives in the distorted masculine and my mother lives in distorted family. They don't know who they are, so I'm not really. And being together because of the tax advantages, it's like you are selling your own soul. I also don't agree with this. Personally, it's not about the money. It's about growing your consciousness. Children born to unmarried parents are already likely to have more problems at school, work, on their well-being. If their parents then split up, the outcomes will still be because family breakdown itself is associated with all sorts of problems such as crime, truancy, poverty, and relationship difficulties. Yeah, that's because most people have a very low conscious level. Mr. Benson will present this research next week at the national conference to help to mark National Marriage Week. The research coincides with the publication of the new government figures shows a 4.7% increase in marriages in England, Wales in 2003 to reach 267,700. Harry Benson's paper available at this link under the research. Comment. This is one of the married research reports, including that typical kids from low-nurturing dysfunctional homes have more personal, social, school, and health problems than kids from a stable, hard-nurturing families. Well, they are actually assuming that one-parent family is less statistical, is less nurturing than a family that it is together. However, just because somebody says it's is loving, that does not mean it's going to be truly loving. Okay, the research doesn't explore the possibility that the parents themselves survived significant abandonment, neglect, and abuse, and inherent little education and modeling on effective parenting for their ancestors. Restated, lack of adult material commitment is a symptom of underlying menace to minor kids. Inheriting psychological wounds and unawares, this non-profit website exists to alert you of this toxic bequest and help to break it. This free online course provides a practical framework for people interested in improving their personal holistic health and evolving stable, high-nurturing family relationships. Also see this related for research summaries. This is from Peter Gerlach. Thank you very much for listening to me. Comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell button for consultations and donations. The email and all the links are down below. Thank you very much and have a nice day. Bye.